Hello everyone and welcome to this, a very special Thomas and Friends DVD collection update. And why is it special? Well, in conjunction with the Thomas and Friends 75th anniversary celebration this year, we have the special story, The Royal Engine. And it's a special extended episode to celebrate this 75th landmark anniversary of the Railway series / Thomas and Friends. It also features an introduction by none other than Prince Harry. Staggering. So let's go and unbox this DVD, see what's inside. Let's get started. So here we are with the DVD, The Royal Engine, and as you can see it's embossed on the top there. Very, very nice. And we have the Fat Controller in the foreground, the Royal Engine and Thomas in the background. And I've managed to retain the 75th anniversary sticker on the front of the case. And if we turn it round, as you can see, also includes 4 episodes: Heart of Gold, Crowning Around, Diesel Glows Away, and Emily to the Rescue. And bonus features, Meet the Duchess and sing-along song Party Train, as seen on Milkshake. And there we go, some more characters there. Some that we've seen before, some that we haven't. And there's the spine. And there's the other side, and if we take the slip cover off, you can see it's exactly the same on the inside of the case. Same spine, and the back is exactly the same pretty much as well. So if we open this up, there's the disc, and there's the little leaflet like we've got in most of the recent DVD releases. And we have here, collect them all, the push-along range, which I nearly have all of in that range. I now have Salty. I don't have Fiery Flynn or Belle, but those are ones that I will probably obtain at some point. And then, of course, we've got the motorised Trackmaster toys, including a limited edition of Golden Thomas, of course, to go in conjunction with the 75th anniversary. So there it is, the DVD, the Royal Engine unboxing. So let's get back to me to see what I think about this extended episode. So as well as unboxing this, I am going to do a little mini review of this, as I have actually seen this prior to doing the unveiling video. And I have to say that it's not a bad little story, actually. I like the references to the classic series, Paint Pots and Queens. And of course, as you can see, there are obviously references to the Series 5 episode, Lady Hat's Birthday Party, where the Fat Controller gets very dirty on his voyage to Lady Hat's birthday party. So basically the gist of the story is the Fat Controller gets a special sealed envelope letter, obviously from Her Majesty the Queen of England. He is invited to go to London and he takes Thomas with him. They get a little bit diverted along the way in the wrong direction, ending up in the forest. Typical. And this very striking silver-looking engine breaks down along the journey, and Thomas, forgetting that he has to be in London by a certain time for this auspicious occasion, decides to help the engine and brings her to London. Of course, London hasn't really been featured very much in the Thomas and Friends TV series, although it was referenced quite a few times in the Railway series, particularly Gordon Goes Foreign, which is referenced in this story, which I do like as well. But typical Thomas fashion, he does get there in the end. He brings the engine to the station and is greeted by none other than the Queen of England and a young Prince Charles. And he then discovers that the engine that he has helped along the journey is in fact the royal engine that was carrying the Queen all along. Staggering stuff. But yeah, it's a nice little story. I like the fact very much that there's no dream sequences in this. I was hoping that they were going to knock that out of this series altogether. Unfortunately, I've seen a couple of Series 24 episodes prior to this, and there are some dream sequences, which is unfortunate, but This one doesn't have it, and I think it's a very nice little story. It's a nice little celebration. The references are there as well, and I enjoyed it. I wouldn't say it's the greatest thing I've ever seen of Thomas and Friends, certainly not. But it's worth a watch, and I do enjoy it, and I think it's quite a sweet little story. If I had to give it a rating, I'd give it probably a 7 out of 10. A solid 7. It's not the greatest, but it's not average, and it's not bad either. But yeah, it's worth picking up just for this story alone, I would say. The other episodes included Heart of Gold is rubbish, Crowning Around is rubbish, Diesel Glows Away again is rubbish, Emily to the Rescue is pretty good. I quite like that one, but I think that's a Series 24 episode as well. And then obviously we got the bonus features, but yeah, I do think that this is worth picking up. This is definitely one of the better things that's come out of the Big World, Big Adventures era of Thomas and Friends. Now, on a slightly more serious note, sadly, we did lose Michael Angelis this year. So in the midst of the celebration of the 75th anniversary of Thomas and Friends, we lose one of its greatest ambassadors. Of course, Michael Angelis narrated the series from, I think it was about 1991, 92. So Michael Angelis, of course, narrated Series 3 up to Series 16. He is one of the longest running narrators in British children's TV, which is staggering in itself. Of course I love Michael Angelis. He was my second favourite narrator. Ringo Starr was my all-time favourite. It still is and always will be, because he was the one who narrated the series when I was very young. When I first got introduced to Thomas and Friends, Series 2 was just being aired. I'd watched the reruns of Series 1. So Ringo Starr, he's very much in my mind when I think of a true Thomas and Friends storyteller. But Michael Angelis comes very, very close. Series 4 is one of my favourite series ever, other than Series 1 and 2. Series 4 is a beautiful series, and Michael Angelis executes it brilliantly. Series 3 and Series 5, of course, are classics for very different reasons, but I loved both series. Series 3 I remember growing up with as well, very close to Series 1 and 2. And of course, Series 6 and 7 were also good series, particularly for me, Series 7. And then obviously he narrated Series 8 up until Series 16. There's some ups and downs during that period, some feature films that fell flat, some series that were just absolutely god-awful. But he always remained very, very good as a narrator, even when he had some very challenging and difficult scripts. And of course he did narrate the Railway series audiobooks as well more recently, which were very good, very nice to hear those as well. But overall, he was a part of my childhood and millions of other people's childhood, and for that it is a very sad loss to lose someone who had such an impact on our growing up. So I'd like to pay a tribute to the great Michael Angelis with a few little selected clips. I hope you enjoy these. He was a marvellous narrator, great storyteller, perfect replacement for someone like Ringo Starr, and Thomas and Friends. He was part of the family that is Thomas and Friends during its heyday, and for that I will be eternally grateful. So before I leave you with my little tribute to Michael Angelis, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, tap and comment, and I will see you folks on the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.
So everyone listened. Once upon a time, began Thomas. Thomas the Tank Engine puffs along his branch line with Annie and Clarabelle. This is a special place. Remember, Thomas, united we stand, together we fall. You help me, and I'll help you. I'll remember, replied Thomas. And I think he knows that sometimes the best travels are those we can only dream about. Don't you?